No seconds count in an emergency, and so do the options that you have. Within the last week, all the major cell phone carriers announced they would have the technology now to allow you to text 911.
But we found out those calls won't go to emergency responders here in Oregon or Washington. We sent Sally Showman to find out why.
911. Is anyone hurt?
It's frustrating to us as 911 professionals to know that there's a way to do it, but it isn't here yet.
Laura Wolf works among the army of dispatchers at Portland's Bureau of Emergency Communications. It's the nerve center for all 911 calls in Multnomah County. She's heard of cases where a text to 911 could have made all the difference for emergency responders.
Do not leave this room until you're told. Do you understand?
Like during the 2007 Virginia Tech massacre.
We do know the students that were there in the massacre that were texting, and it didn't go anyplace. You know, they had information on the shooter and it doesn't go anywhere.
As of today, 16 states have cities or counties accepting texts in their 911 centers. The nearest location is Missoula, Montana. Here in Oregon, a lot of work needs to be done before it's available. So here's what happens when you send a text to 911 right now. About 2 seconds later, I got a text that tells me to make a voice call to 911.
They have to put in a whole new infrastructure, a whole new network, replace the old existing telephone network, if you will, and then put in the new one.
Right now, cell phone companies have made it possible for each of us to send a 911 text. But that text doesn't go anywhere. The state needs to create a new network to accept these texts. We wanted to know how far out a rollout is, so we called the State Department of Emergency Management. Do you have any kind of a timeline as far as when this could go online?
We don't have a timeline right now. We are, as I said, we're working towards it.
They are being very cautious and making sure that it's done correctly.
This after the last major technology project undertaken by the state, Cover Oregon, was a disaster. Are there safeguards in place to make sure that something like that doesn't happen again?
Well, our agency, Oregon Emergency Management, was not involved in Cover Oregon, so I can't speak to whether or not our rollout process will go anything like that. But I can tell you that we are not going to do anything until we have all of the mechanisms in place, and we know that our project will be rolled out in an effective manner.
Okay. Can I?
That's Sally Showman reporting. Now, we're